Hello. Still building Endurance Tower. Working on the cathedral. Thanks for joining me. Just gonna be some quiet building unless someone pops in for a chat. Hello. How are you, Cindy? Hopefully you're doing okay tonight, Cindy. Merry Christmas to you too. I'm glad you're doing great. I myself like to recharge. Building, dealing with friends and family this time of year can be a lot. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. Have you played the game long, Cindy? don't like how that shows, though. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like that one. I've done several of the builds there, so I hope you're watching the latest. My earliest one, I don't think was some of my best work, but I did enjoy that build quite a bit. That's a very large space. There's a lot of good work there. And now I know why, because I didn't finish this. I was telling people earlier, I get distracted by squirrels sometimes. I'll have an idea and then I'll run off and I'll forget where I was. I wish you the best with slaying the dragon. That's always a fun fight. Oh, those are supposed to be too deep. Crap. Oof. Nope, that did not work. Hmm. Oh, you know what? Oh, I didn't need to do that. I gotta put an arch here. Ah. Oh, that turned out nicely. All right. Hold on 1 second, folks. I'll be right back. think I'll use this. Oh, nope. That is not what I do there. Oh, that is not right. Okay. Oh, hell no. That is not right. Oh, I'm going to need for that to finish before I do that. What the heck did I hit? Alright, I've got to build the tower first. Oh, I went the wrong way. let's do this again. No, that's not right. That's not right. Uh-oh. Just as I had it all working too. Ugh. That's right. Nope. Wrong way. Mm-hmm. What? Yeah, that's what you dumped in there, dear. Yesterday. Yep. Duh. Now I don't care if a little bit of stuff pokes through because I'm going to coat the outside of this. That's a little more than I would like. But it does cover, so good enough. Of course, I wonder if I could adjust that a little bit. Where is that screwed up? Stairs are being real finicky today. Hello.
How's it going?
Hey, X. How you doing, man?
Not too
Ha
bad.
Happy Sunday.
Yeah, you too. How's the building going?
So what's up?
Nothing. Just are you in the chat? Figured I'd pop in and say hey.
Oh, yeah, please. I am streaming, just so you know.
Oh, okay. No worries. I'm good with that.
Last night I was in, um, hoping to catch you or Jubo or somebody online, and I had a question, and Miss Kasumi just joined me.
Oh,
And we had a good, she was building in her world, I was building in mine, and we were just shooting the crap.
cool. Cool. Yeah, I saw you in there, and by the time I was able to get to my computer and free myself up, you were gone. So
Oh, sorry.
yeah, it's all right. It happens. It's what happens when we're time zones away.
Yeah.
And of course, Saturdays are always busy for me. There's always something going on with kids and such. So.
Oh, I hear that. Something's banging. You doing construction?
I'm just moving a box around. I just don't. I got a Kickstarter delivered today. Kickstarter that I backed.
Oh, dude, the last couple of Kickstarters I back, like 2 years later, something arrives, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh
You
shit,
forgot.
I just
You forgot you
totally
even
forgot.
ordered it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I've had that happen to me a few times.
Or when my buddy Mike died, for like a year and a half, his roommate, he would call me and say, Mike got another box today. And I'd have to drive down there and pick it up. And his sister's like,
Right.
yeah, do whatever you want with it. I don't care.
Anything good? Any fancy Kickstarter stuff?
He did back. I don't know if you're familiar with Steve Jackson Games.
Yeah. Yep. I love
He was
Munchkin.
he. Oh yeah, so do I. He was a huge fan of one of their original games called Car Wars,
Yeah. Heck yeah. I
and
didn't play a lot of Car Wars, but I've played it. I liked it.
he Mike was so into it one year for Origins. Um, those folks from Steve Jackson Games, including the creator of that game, was going to be at Origins.
Okay.
And so uh, they they were running little contests or whatever else. He built a collapsible, three-dimensional, multi-tiered car arena out of cardboard and styrofoam and everything else, painted it all up, and it disassembled and folded. He was a mechanical engineer.
Right.
Um, and they were massively impressed.
I'll bet.
Gave him a bunch of stuff, and they took his feedback on an article, and he contributed to the minivan chassis. Well, anyway, so
Nice.
let's just say Mike was a huge fan. That's all. All
Yeah.
right. So Mike's a
That's
huge fan. All right.
ultimate fan moment.
Yeah. And so the he ordered the I think it's Matchbox scale Car Wars cars, all of them, and all the new rules for the latest set in a huge carry case.
Oh crap.
And so they all came in, and I started painting them. I haven't finished them yet, but I was going to paint up all the cars. But I got to be honest, it gets me kind of depressed every time I go
Sure.
I go to do that. Um, but yeah, that's he loved it, man. He just loved that.
Sounds like it.
Anyway, so yep, it was good.
Yeah.
I'll
So I
eventually
just
get
got
them
a
all painted.
yeah. I just got a role playing book Kickstarter called Delve. there's a YouTube D&D YouTuber named Bob World Builder,
Okay.
and he created this set for the game Shadow Dark.
Oh yeah, yeah, the one you were talking about.
Yeah, so it's got like 12 dungeons in it, like ready to go dungeons, and new monsters, and new ancestries and character classes, and new magic items, and then like a book of dungeon building tools like traps and hazards and stuff like that. And it came with a
Huh.
couple sets of dice too. So
That's cool.
yeah, it should be fun.
I'm sure they'll
It's got,
be playing that at Origins.
yeah, I'm sure they will be too. It's hugely popular right now. Like this and another game called Draw Steel are really blowing up. Um, Draw Steel is like way more. Shadow Dark is like very dark and gritty, kind of like old school D&D stuff. More of a
Uh-huh.
dungeon crawler than a heroic fantasy game.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then um, Draw Steel is more tactical and cinematic and like super fantasy heroes, like superhero fantasy stuff like that. So
Okay.
both very cool in my opinion. Like they each scratched a different itch for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm getting away from Dungeons and Dragons and gonna go into those two games more hardcore. Like completely replace D&D with those two games.
That
Is my
sounds
plan.
cool. You got to try something else every now and again. I
Yeah,
think
for sure.
I think a lot of us cut our teeth on D&D back in the day, and then
Yeah.
yeah, I played box set, blue box, red box,
Mm-hmm.
D&D, advanced D&D, first edition, second edition.
Yeah.
And then right up until they came out with 4, I bought the version 4 core books, and I'm like, this is trash, and literally gave them away. I was like, here, I'm gonna throw. They won't take them back. You can have them, or I'm gonna chuck them, because
Right.
this isn't worth it for me. And people are like, no. And who's gonna run for us? I'm like, well, it ain't gonna be me. I'm not running that.
Right.
Just that is Magic the Gathering,
Yeah, it
and
was
I
like
am.
their attempt to mimic the MMO fantasy video games that were blowing up at the time, and like
Oh, it certainly was.
yeah,
That is
never
absolutely true.
something that a tabletop game should never try to mimic.
Well, I never got into paper crack. I knew a lot
Right.
of people that did, but I did
I
not. And I'm like, I have
yeah,
no interest.
I spent a lot of time playing Evercrack, a
Yeah.
lot of time, and I didn't get into like World of Warcraft or any of the other ones, but um, ridiculous amounts of time on Evercrack. So
Why is
luckily
that?
not a ton of money.
Oh, you can
Like
spend some
buying
serious money on that stuff.
yeah, I wasn't buying characters on eBay or anything like that, but I know people that were.
I played
But
that game. Um, Again, I didn't do any of that. I did play. In fact, the guy that got me into that game got me into the beta for World of Warcraft, but I had already left and started playing. What do you call it? Star Wars Galaxies. I don't know if you ever played Star Wars Galaxies.
I did not. I know about it, but I never played it. I never played any of the Star Wars MMOs. I was far, far away from computer games by the time that happened.
Mm.
But I
Well,
quit playing. Like I played a little bit of Lord of the Rings Online when it first came out. I don't even think it was called Lord of the Rings Online then. I think it was Middle Earth Online, like back in
yeah.
2004. No, that was probably 2006. Um, and then my computer died, and in 2009 I had my first kid, and I got married in 2006, and from there I just got away from video games, and the games I was playing was tabletop, like D&D. So D&D I started in '89 was the first
Okay.
time I played D&D, and I was playing um, Advanced D&D Second Edition,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I
That's the
stuck
one.
with.
Yeah, that's the one we played in college.
Yeah,
I started in junior high. Uh,
yeah, yeah. That's when I started. Like the summer between, well, I guess it would have been when I was in fifth grade, and then I really got into it in sixth grade and haven't stopped since. So,
yeah, I enjoy the hobby. I totally get
yeah,
it.
and I by the time third edition came out, I had so much money wrapped up in second edition books that I was like, I'm not buying all this stuff again. Why can't we just keep playing this? So that's what we did. And also third edition was like it was really crappy. That's why I immediately switched to 3.5 and so it helped that third edition was crappy and we didn't feel like we needed to switch. But
Yeah, we waited to 3.5. We did switch, but we waited to 3.5. We're like,
I didn't switch out of second edition until fifth edition came out in 2014.
yeah, we all switched to fifth too. I mean, I don't know. I have my love-hate relationship with fifth edition. Um,
Same.
and then the new one,
I
I don't
haven't.
know.
I own the core books for the new one, but I haven't even cracked the cover on them because I'm so disenchanted with Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast and just like shady business practice stuff, you know. But I mean, I get it. They're a big corporate company and they're owned by a big corporation, but I don't know. The especially with the open source, the open license, the open gaming license, and trying to repeal that and like affecting so many small creators' lifestyles and just work life. Period. But
Yeah, I didn't like what happened there either. But then I realized, it was that lady they hired who came
yeah,
out in the boardroom and said, "We're gonna monetize it. Take
yeah,
every last penny we can from all the people."
yep.
You know, I'm
Doing a good
like,
job.
well, kudos for her to at least admit it. Like,
Right.
there's no beating around the bush now. You know
No.
exactly where you stand.
Yep.
And I thought
Yeah. So
that was
that was it for
bad.
me. I'm like, there's other games that I want to try anyways, so I'm just gonna part ways here. I bought.
Yeah.
I had a deal with the local game shop that pre-order and the special edition covers and stuff like that. Um, so I went ahead and kept that deal up with them just to get the 50th anniversary one stuff, and then after that I said no more.
Yeah.
So
Well, I don't blame you. I bought the first couple of books because, kind of like you, because,
yeah.
and then, but I haven't played the new edition at all.
Hey Jubo,
Hey,
Hey, you
Juba.
guys listen?
Pardon?
sorry you kind of cut out on me.
Yeah,
Are
cut
you
out of
guys
me.
with something? Like talking
No,
about
No,
we're
no.
something?
just
Mereak's
shooting the
streaming.
crap.
I'm just chatting. Yep.
All right, so can I pick both of your D&D minds?
Sure.
Sure.
You know we're on stream though, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
no, I
yeah.
did not.
Mereak's stream can hear us.
We are on
Oh,
stream, but I don't care if you talk. I got like
okay.
3 people watching.
Okay. So, so for a ranger, my husband is a ranger, a human ranger. And he's wondering like how to maximize his value to the group.
Okay.
Have any
What edition are you playing?
They're playing 2014 fifth edition.
2014? He's a level 3
Uh,
right now. We'll have a level 4 after we have a long rest, but that's not going to be for a tiny bit. So
the
So what
interesting thing
subclass did you
is
pick?
the old edition of the Ranger, and I've heard mixed stories about if they fixed it with the 2024, but the Ranger was never a greatly effective class.
Right.
yeah.
It in fact it was, what type of Ranger is he?
He just got third level, so he just got to pick his subclass, right? Do you know what subclass he picked?
Uh, Haley, ask him what subclass he is. I'll text him.
I wonder if I'm logged into my D&D Beyond account still.
You know what? I could probably go to the thing from here, can't I?
Hey, Tyler.
Hey, Tyler.
Hi, Tyler.
I am still logged in.
I think that's a typo, but Goom Stalker?
Gloomstalker. That's a good
Okay.
one.
Gloom.
So he
Yeah.
wants to be a ninja with a bow. Okay, that's a good class. Out of all the ranger classes, that one's not bad. It, he's what race? Elf?
Human. She
Human.
said.
Okay. That would have been better with an elf because you really want to be able to see in the dark. But
Well, he does have it because he has night vision of something. I can't remember what. I think
okay.
Gloomstalker does have night vision.
Does
Yeah,
it
I
come
think
with it?
I think
Okay.
it does.
I'm doing this from memory, but there's if I was going to play that edition again, there's two guys I used to like watching on YouTube. You'll have to go back and see their old edition because they've switched to the new edition because you know they hawk the wares
That's what's
for
making
Wizards
money.
of the Coast, and I get it. They're called the Dungeon Dudes.
Yep, those guys are good.
They
Okay.
are good. I've enjoyed watching them. They play off one another. They do min maxes. They have a Gloomstalker episode, if I remember correctly.
If it's not a Gloomstalker specific episode, it will be a Ranger subclass episode. And it'll
Oh,
go
it's
over all of
probably
them.
that. It's probably that. Yeah.
Okay.
And I would look for them for guidance.
Okay.
Anything I tell you out of memory is probably wrong. But yeah, I would definitely go watch one of their videos and do that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks. I took on a Hydra tonight. Well,
Ooh,
we did
at
as
third
a group
level.
At
Nice.
third level,
at third level, and
how
I
many
took a
of
grow
you are
potion.
there?
There's 5 of us.
Oh,
But then we had 5 of us
that's
that were
decent.
in there. And I took a grow potion, so I was 13 feet tall. And the first time I actually rolled too high, and so I cut off a head, and that kind of bit us in the ass because then he grew 2 heads.
Yep.
But then the next 2 or 3 turns, I would hit like right under his whatever thing that would make him lose the head, and so I ended up killing him. So
Cool.
I need
Nice.
a T-shirt that says, I faced a Hydra.
Right.
And all I got was this shitty T-shirt.
So,
Yep. All I got was this lousy T-shirt.
Well, that sounds like a great time. Congrats.
Yeah.
it was
That's
pretty
awesome. Jubo in true Jubo Johnson fanfare is playing a barbarian Mereak.
cool. Yeah. ASMR.
Oh.
Yeah. ASMR barbarian.
Yeah, protective ASMR barbarian. So my ancestors were protecting the whole group while we were.
Half angel, huh?
Yep.
Mhm.
Path
I
of
only
the
play
Ancestral
dwarves.
Guardian.
It's a true story. I do. I only play dwarves.
That's funny.
But no one ever wants to play an entire dwarf campaign with me. I don't know why.
So, all right, this is the first time I'm telling anybody this.
Okay.
But I've been strongly thinking just the last 3 days about running a Shadow Dark campaign. That is basically Return to Moria in Shadow Dark.
Oh, you could do that.
It won't necessarily be Moria because it'll be some analog in a different world, but or maybe we could do Moria. It's whatever anybody wanted to do, and it won't be step for step following the video game, But I'll make it my own and make it our own. But if anybody's interested.
Oh,
Heck
that
yeah.
sounds very interesting.
And of course,
Sign
I
me
would
up as
prefer
being
it
interested.
to be all dwarf, but I might allow a hobbit.
Uh,
No elf
you
stuff.
got to
I
have a
think
rogue. You got to have a
Right.
rogue.
Yep. Got to have a burglar.
Yeah. a
Anytime you're
bur-
trying to retake a dwarf stronghold, you need a burglar.
No, that sounds like a good time.
awesome.
I am fighting for alignment today. I don't know what it is.
On the
You're
build
building.
pieces, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's because it's the location. I really believe that there's something going on with that location. Somebody else posted in the Return to Moria Discord today. They're like, because earlier today, somebody said if you're off by a pixel, it's going to be bad, and talking about alignment and snapping. And then somebody else came in and said 1 pixel doesn't matter, and then dot dot dot, and then a picture, and it was like, but over several pieces, it turns into way more than a pixel, and it was off by like a quarter of a block.
Well,
Oh.
there is some weirdness with the whole quarter of a block thing.
Yeah.
Um, that is that is real. I've experienced that now in two different Durance Tower builds.
Yep. I
Um,
experienced it personally, and I witnessed Strider experiencing it on his stream.
Hmm.
yeah.
I experienced it trying to put a perimeter of adamant barricades around the plateau, the main plateau of Durin's Tower. Strider experienced it laying floor tiles on that same perimeter. So my difference was a vertical difference. Mine was was a quarter of a block too high at the end, and Strider's was a horizontal difference. He was overlapped by about a fifth of a tile by the time he got around to the end.
Yeah,
Wow.
I had I've had it both horizontal and vertical, and I've gotten it down to like I would say an eighth. It's but it is weird. It snaps different in different areas. I actually think the grid
Hmm.
here is not completely aligned,
I
but you
agree.
can't see it.
Yep.
I think it
Yeah.
has the same problem that what's its name had in
The desolation, the bridge and
yeah.
the desolation.
Remember the bridge and
Yeah.
the desolation?
Hmm.
That
Yep.
is what I think we're seeing here.
100%.
But let's face it, they ain't gonna fix that anytime soon. So
Right. Yeah.
I haven't
We got a
entered a
whole
building
bunch of other things.
contest in a while, so I'm entering this one. Damn it!
Right. Right. I'm kind of the same way. I haven't been back to my Duran's Tower build in a few days, but um, it's just been busy. And then we streamed for the Steam stream on Friday night, so maybe tomorrow.
I
Yeah.
really like that new large block, man.
Yeah, the ancient block. I like.
Oh,
I'm waiting to try it out. Like I haven't been in the game since I thought about it, but the reason I don't use in-game foundations is because things don't like the furnishings tab stuff and the crafting essentials tab stuff doesn't sink into those as well as it sinks into adamant. So that's why I use the adamant barricades in place of foundation all the time.
well, this is your new best friend, man, because I've been
Yeah,
using it and sinking stuff into them.
that's what I'm hoping. Being able to lower my piece count and still be able to sink stuff in and still have the stability, because you said it's stronger than adamant, right?
Just by a
You
little
said
bit
strong.
numerically. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
it's not so much that that should be a end all be all for you, to be
Right.
honest, but
Right.
it's it is. It's a little bit.
Yeah. As long as it's as strong as adamant, then I'm perfectly happy to replace my adamant with it. And as long as the
Hmm.
sinking properties hold up.
Yeah. It kind of confuses me about the because you said that it, as far as like stability, it's as strong as adamant, right? But if you take the pickaxe to it, then it's granite. Is that correct? Because I hit it and it was 8 hits to take it out, as opposed to adamant that was 16. But it had a different stability or something score, you
Yeah,
said.
right. So the number of hit points is lower than adamant, but the the horizontal strength. So
Horizontal
there's
strength.
every
Yes.
piece has three major variables that I'm going to talk about here. There are other variables like can it sink into the ground? Does it have to be on a surface? Does it There's all those variables, but we're not going to talk about
Right.
those. There's only
Hmm.
three that really matter. One is hit points. How much damage can it take before it is destroyed? And
Hmm.
obviously stone is the weakest, wood is next. I don't know why wood is better than stone, but just it is. And then it's granite, um, adamant. And then they came out with the Lodge set, which is even closer to granite. Okay, so the hit points alone is just how hard it is. It has nothing to do with the strength and how much weight it will support.
Okay.
I don't know why they used something different, but I could imagine that they wanted the structural integrity to be there no matter how many hit points you had time to repair it until it was destroyed. It goes to zero. And then, obviously, then if the thing collapsed, then, well, that's what they wanted. And so that's hit points. And then there used to be a vertical, how much you could stack up, uh, weighted factor in for each piece. And that provides that was all changed in 1.5. We basically have unlimited, it might have been 1.4, but we basically have unlimited vertical height now in all of the pieces. So you can just
Mm.
take the weakest hit point piece of stone all the way up to adamant. You can stack it directly on top, touching from the ground all the way up to you hit the ceiling. And so they
Mm.
got rid of that value. And I have a feeling the reason they did that is because they realized that it you couldn't circumvent parts of the game with that, and you're limited because we were underground. You're going to hit the ceiling. I mean, where are you going to
Mm-mm.
go? You can't dig through it.
Mhm.
And so when they were making the speed improvements for the building system and changing the stability, they decided we're going to max those all out. And it's like one with 9 nines after it in strength. So it's basically
Oh, okay.
unlimited.
Right.
1E plus oh 09, I think is the D word um, value. Okay, so then you have horizontal value. That's how many pieces can you stretch out in front of you from a solid place and how much strength it is. And each one of those blocks, knowing that a barrier is 3 blocks, has weight, basically. And that weight pulls on the how far it is in front of you without support. And that's what's supposed to change the colors. Now they made all the weights the same. They used to not be, but they did that I think during 1.3 back in the day. Anyway, so those are the values. How many? It's the horizontal thing that I've been trying to explain to people is the thing to look for because if you have it's how many pieces, right? A stone barrier, for example, or a stone floor is way less than the other. So the
Mhm.
new piece, you can stack more horizontally with it and it has almost the same value as the adamant columns. Why the adamant columns have just a few more points in horizontal distance when they're vertical, I have no idea. But it's the
Yeah.
way they built it. And so that's still the number one piece, but it's only like 50. It's not a lot.
I wonder if
Um,
that has to do with the fact that when they were building the the pre-generated buildings in the game, those all kind of have those adamant columns as their cornerstones. You know what I mean?
that's true. They do, and they used to use the smaller pieces, which have the same strength
Yep.
to use along the back wall to get smooth walls in some of the
Yes.
older buildings.
Hmm.
Of course, then they changed
Yeah.
all the buildings and they don't look like
Right.
that anymore. But yeah, that the other trick that they used, which is so I took the debug menu, I went up into the tower before I knocked it down, and I got the piece, right?
Mm-hmm. That
That you
keystone.
had to knock down. So I'm looking at the piece and I'm like, okay, what is that? It's a foundation, unlimited strength horizontally and vertically, low number of hit points.
Okay.
And so that was the deal, right? In
Right.
fact,
Right.
I think they've been using those. I got to look in some of my old worlds. I bet you they have been using that block in frickin' everything this whole time. That's why
Hmm.
when the game first came out, their buildings stood and we couldn't get buildings to stand up after so
Right.
much height,
Yeah.
so much because they were adding these pieces and they're
And we didn't
cheating.
have access to it.
No, we didn't have access
Yeah.
to it. Anyway, um, sorry to bore you all with that, but
No, that's
No, it's
I like
fascinating.
hearing that. Yeah.
Yeah. So is that kind
let's
of like
see.
to get a visual of that? Is that like when you took the granite floors and you put them off of certain pillars or whatever to see what their strength was and how far out it could go? Is that the
Yes,
horizontal thing that you're talking about? Okay.
yes, yep. And you could do it off of anything, any
Anything. Yeah.
column, right? And
Right.
just attach it and see how far you can go. And you'll see that stone is less than wood, which is less than granite, which is less than adamant. Though
Hmm.
adamant and granite are so close, you got to add like single blocks. You get one or two extra single blocks. These
Hmm.
things, um, they're just slightly better than adamant, but they work great for me. And don't
Right.
forget, you can embed them in an adamant wall.
Yep.
So, like, I've
Yeah.
wanted to do a tight set of stairs, only two wide,
Mm-hmm.
instead of the normal three. And I've been embedding that inverted stair in those ancient blocks into the walls.
Okay.
Uh,
Mm.
and so I get a nice clean two wide staircase in a circle in the towers that I'm building.
Right.
Nice. Nice. That's
Anyway,
cool. Yeah. I had like probably a nanosecond before you were talking earlier on your stream about you were walking through just showing the basement and doing whatever and like a nanosecond right before you said your I had the same idea of putting the stairs. What if I moved the stairs over to um the entrance of where Duran's Tower comes up or whatever, continue the tower up from there, but then have floors going off, and then you start walking through it, and I was like, God damn it!
well, you could take it. I don't care.
I know,
I
but
I
I thought I had an original idea, but again, it's the hive mind doing its thing. So
Right.
Well,
it,
we have a limited number of pieces, right? I've thought of all
right,
kinds of things I'd love to do if I had a
Yep.
system that allowed me to twist and turn pieces and
hmm,
then have other pieces.
yeah,
But yeah,
there's no way I could do what you do, but I mean,
oh yeah,
and
there is.
I'm not blowing smoke, but
No, no, there is. You could do it. I've looked at stuff that other people have done, and the styles that they have. I
hmm,
There's a lot of good work out there. Oof.
yeah, yep.
Right.
Let's see.
I'm in love with those windows, man.
Oh, you're watching my stream now?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I like. I'm enjoying this build.
Oh, the windows with the banisters in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those look good.
It looks
Those
like
look
that
real
basket
good.
weave or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where the Moria math really comes into play, is to be able to get those in there. Like, you got to put everything in just the right order. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
once you figure it out, though, you're golden. But the problem is it's different every time you do a build. Like, you'll go in one way today, and then a week from now you'll be building in a different world, and it won't go in the same way. You have to figure out a new order of operations.
Yeah, I don't
Mhm.
understand why that order and I've had the order thing change on perspective too,
Yes. Yep.
which I
100%.
always
It's
thought was
it's something.
weird.
Yeah.
Once you start overlapping stuff, the game has a really hard time choosing which snapping point it wants to use,
Mm.
and you can't see all the snapping points once you start overlapping stuff and embedding stuff into walls and floors and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
at least that's
Yeah.
what I've figured.
Nope, I've come to the same conclusion, sir. All right.
So are you using any mods for this one, or are you
Not
other than the
building mods, no. I've
Okay.
well, I did open the ooh, that's horrible. I didn't even see that.
That piece you just placed is off. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed, yeah. The I opened up the old pieces with Toby's mod, and then uninstalled it. But I
And
have
then it's
fat stacks and epic items in a slot.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just noticed one of the what are the headers, but they're not headers, the middle pieces or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wait.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I might do that to put that up, and because I really don't want to start building. I don't want to change mine over my original world, like the one that's almost completely done, like 99% done. I don't want to change that over to the expansion yet until all the bugs are worked out, and so I'd rather. But that's the only world I have that legitly has, the 1 point or the one that was a 1.1 or 1 point. I forget. Yeah, I mean it's one of the first ones. So but I like those pieces and I want to keep using them. So
Well, so because those pieces are in the game, right? They just like a normal world. All that mod does is Toby found the variable to turn them on or off.
mm.
And he just turned them on. And so I have no fear about the world breaking. I uninstalled the mod because I don't want the mod doing everything after that. But this mod,
Right.
once it makes its change, it's done, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. It just flips the switch, right?
it just flips the switch. So I'm not worried about further patching personally. But
Mhm.
I get it.
Oh.
I was just helping uh is later. You guys know
Yeah.
Zelator,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
He was using the the extra pieces, the ones that
The more build pieces mod.
yeah, Toby's been designing, which are really nice, by the way.
Yeah.
He's
Mhm.
doing a great job with that. But he didn't back up and he didn't um,
Oh.
listen
Oh.
to anybody. And so his world broke. So I was like, and he couldn't figure out how to get it back. I was like, okay, hold on, let's calm down. I will help you. Send me your worlds, and I'll take a look. And I
Mhm.
recovered it for him. I mean,
Oh.
he's good now.
Yay.
That's good.
But
That's good.
yeah, he was a little disappointed. I'm like,
Oh,
well,
I'll bet.
you
I bet he
gotta,
starts backing stuff up though.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It only takes once to learn that lesson.
That is
Mm.
absolutely true.
And with Durin's Tower, especially because of all the hard work in it. I mean, it's like you have to
Yeah.
do an area like 5 or 6 times It's like
Right.
I was after every build session, I was backing it up because I was like, I'm not coming in and
Yep.
having this, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to. When I get this mini PC up and running and get a few dedicated servers going, I want to do one dedicated build server. Like get a couple of us together to build on it whenever we're free and unlock the build pieces for just for that world on the dedicated server. That way I don't have to worry about using it in the wrong world and forgetting, oh, I can't use that piece here type of thing.
Yeah.
And then if the mod breaks and Toby doesn't or can't fix it, then it hasn't destroyed everything else, you know.
Well, one of the
Yeah.
things on my list for this holiday, other than finishing this build and getting through that list of never-ending chores my wife left me,
I was gonna
was
say, the linen closet.
yeah. Oh, I already unloaded it today. 4
Nice.
full laundry baskets of crud. I already told her, I'm
No.
like, I'm throwing half of it away. Some of this stuff I know for a fact was out of my grandmother's house. I don't know why
Yeah.
we kept it. Honest to
Right.
God, now I think about that and I'm like, why did I load this in the van and drive it all the way back from New York?
Right.
Mm.
I don't know what I was thinking. But you know
I've
what?
lived-
Yeah, hard to think when, you're dealing with all that was
Yeah,
what I
for sure.
concluded.
100%. I've lived through 2 house fires, and
Oh my God.
yeah, and
That's
they it is, but it's taught me just let shit go. Like if you're trying to figure out whether or not you should keep it, and you're struggling to find a place to keep it, just get rid of it. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. I have to get frustrated enough to get to there. So like
Yep.
I'll put it off. So basically what would have happened if I was Lucindy on that point, I would have been like, okay, we've been trying to go through this closet. I'm sick of having this question out there. So dump, just go in and start wrecking ball through it and make a pile of what can be donated and what, like you were talking about on the stream, make a pile where the elasticity of the corners or whatever is a joke,
Yeah.
you're just like, okay, trash.
Yep.
I found a
some of those you
video,
can
the
save
easiest
for,
way to
like-
fold one of those sheets. I'm going to tell you all if it works.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah,
If you do have
yeah.
any painting in your future, some of those sheets can be valuable. However, double them up because paint will go through them. Just
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's
Thinking.
like when I go through my closet and I start throwing old T-shirts away, the life cycle of a T-shirt in my wardrobe is decent everyday wear T-shirt, then changes to I mow the lawn in this T-shirt, then changes to it goes to the garage and becomes a shop rag, and then it goes in the garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I have pretty much the same pattern. Except mine usually becomes a paint rag for minis.
Yep.
And I don't care if I make myself, look like a mess or not.
Right.
All right, that's better.
I got a buddy who's big into mini painting, and every time I see him, he's got paint all over his thumbnail because he'll like dip his brush in the paint and then he'll check the color mix on his thumbnail before he applies it to the mini.
Yep, they teach you that actually.
Yeah.
I saw somebody using one of those like it was like a gosh, it was like a rod that you held in your hand that you could rest your thumb or something on so that you could like paint minis like and keep your fingers straight or something. I don't know. It was crazy. I was like,
they make holders that's bigger so it fits in your hand more comfortably, and then the mini attaches to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, like a black thing that grips the bottom of the mini?
Yeah. I mean, there's all kinds of styles of them out there, but yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I have.
and
I
it
have
turns around
those.
and
I use that.
Yeah.
They're very useful.
Yep.
I was like, dang, that's ingenious.
Oh, if there's a gimmick or trick out there, someone will more than happy sell you it for a
Yes,
small
for
fee.
sure, for sure,
Yeah.
or a very large fee.
Yeah, no,
Right.
I'm just that was with a wink.
Yeah.
You couldn't see.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
They're like wet palettes are really popular for and almost a necessity for people to get into mini painting. And a wet palette is like if you have to leave your painting session to go get dinner or go do whatever, you can put the lid on it and your paint won't dry out because it
Yeah.
has a sponge in the bottom of it that and then you put a piece of wax paper on top of it and that's what you put you wet the sponge, put the wax paper down, and then put your paint on the wax paper and it keeps your paint from drying out once the lid's on it.
They work great.
Oh.
They sell that wet palette, which is this plastic thing with a nice fitting snap-on lid, and then they sell the pre-cut, like specially sized sheets of wax paper that fit in it perfectly, so you don't have to cut your wax paper. And then they sell the sponges. And before, I mean, I've bought wet palettes before, but before I could justify spending money on a wet palette, I would just take a shallow Tupperware container and put a wet paper towel on the bottom of it, and then cut my own piece of wax paper and put it in there and make my own homemade wet palette. But those wet
Mm.
palettes cost $25+.
Oof.
And those specially sized wax paper sheets are you get a box of them for you get 25 of them for $5 or something like that.
Yeah, it is a little crazy.
Yeah.
Dang it, that's off.
One of the companies that I like to buy minis from is Reaper Miniatures.
Yeah, oh yeah, they do good.
Got it.
I back some of their Kickstarters.
Yeah, so have I. I've got 3 pirate ships. You want one?
Oh God.
One of them's glow in the dark, so it can be a ghost ship.
Oh, that's cool.
But but they make a thing called, and they're wildly popular. Like they're almost always sold out these days. But a paint pokey, and it's just like I use a safety pin or a paper clip, and when you have a bottle of paint that's been opened before, and now the tip is clogged with paint, you got to poke the dried paint out of it, right? But the paint pokey is a special pin that has a Reaper skull logo on the top of it. So
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's worth the $25 instead of using a.
I will say I will give them credit. I think it's sub $10, but still,
Yeah.
you can go anywhere in your house and find a paper clip or a safety pin.
Right.
Oh
And if you
crud.
have a daughter, you can probably find 100 of them.
Right. Yep. Actually,
Did
what
I screw that
I've
up?
got like 3 of those paint pokies, and the only reason I have them is because I was like $5 away from free shipping.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm buying a paint
I
pokey.
totally do that.
Yeah, I need to get some. The last house fire I had, I lost all my paints, and right after that, I got delivery of the Kickstarter. So I
Oh.
have like 40 pounds of unpainted miniatures that I need to get to.
Jesus, that's a lot. I mean I've got a lot, but
Yeah.
when you say it like that, it
Right.
sounds
Right.
like an even.
Right.
It sounds like you have a problem.
Right.
Someday I'll have to get on video with you guys and show you my room up here, the one place in the house that's mine.
Yeah.
And I'll show you the minis I've done and the stuff I've got to paint. I haven't. It could take me a lifetime, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Yep. If I started painting tomorrow, I'd be painting minis till the day I died.
Yeah.
I try to get my kids into it, and they like it for about 30 minutes, and then they're done. And that's good enough for like that gets them 6 months before they want to pick it up again.
Yeah, but I don't know. During COVID, my wife wanted to try. She lasted 10 seconds.
Right.
Not a joke. She's like, nope. Nope, that was that. But my son picked it up, and he enjoys it. So, I mean, it's fun to do with him sometimes. In fact, he's painting his first Warhammer army,
Oh, nice.
which is
Um,
his favorite Adeptus Mechanicus.
mhm.
And I'm like, back in my day, we had fantasy dwarves. That's what I painted. And
Right.
I sold them for money when I started dating your mother because I was broke. And then they discontinued the damn set.
And now they're
Because
worth a
this,
fortune.
yeah, I know, right? And so I had painted the original army of dwarves, and I had a bunch of the accessories and everything else. And then, of course, you get better as you paint. And so my thought process was I knew a guy that wanted my army, and I knew that I could paint better now. So I was
Hmm.
like, well, when I, get some cash, I'll go buy a new army and start painting it, and all my army will look better than the old army. That was my thought anyway, right?
Right.
And so I sold it to the guy, and he expanded or used it, and it wasn't even a year later where it was like, nope, we're not making the dwarves anymore.
Right.
And then it became valuable. I'm like, son of a
Yep.
bitch. I'm like, really?
Well, and to be fair, even if it would have been 5 years, you know, life life gets in the way of hobbies like that. Like
Oh
you've got to
yeah.
plan. I'll have the money to replace that next year, and then next year you're like, well, actually, my car needs new tires, and
Yep.
one thing after another. So the kids need braces or something like that.
My dog
So.
swallows a sock and needs surgery. Yeah.
Right. Right. Yep.
Yeah.
I've done all that many times. The only thing that I've never fallen prey to on that is my firearms. I've always said, nope, I'll never sell a firearm. And if I do sell a firearm, gun money is always gun money. So
Fair enough.
if I sell a firearm for $500, then that's $500 I'm spending on a different firearm. So,
Mm.
Yeah, I'd never trade in any of the ones from my grandfathers or
yeah.
great, anything like that. In fact, I have a couple old rifles, shotguns and stuff from my great grandfather's time. I'd never fire one of those things. It'd probably just explode. I just
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
not. I mean, they were typically really solid pieces of equipment. But I mean, I'd have it looked over before you fired it. Take it to a gunsmith, have him look at it. But I wouldn't. If a gunsmith signed off on it, I wouldn't be afraid.
yeah, I'm afraid. It's like I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, my husband has one that's from his granddaddy, and and it's basically up on the wall on a display because he's
Mhm.
like, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna refurbish that to get it, in any kind of condition. And even then, what would you, how accurate would it be, whatever. So, yeah. So, but it looks really cool on the wall.
Right.
And
Oh,
I need
I
to
was
move my
off by
dog.
one block. Damn it. Oh, I gotta tear this all down and do it again.
I was
Oof.
wondering
Thought
what
I
you
was
were doing.
almost done.
I was looking at something else on my other monitor, and then I saw stuff blowing up. I was like, oh no.
Yeah. I literally forgot to indent this side.
Ah,
I know.
we distracted you. Sorry.
No, it wasn't you. It was me.
Chubo's got big shoulders. You can blame him.
No, this is solidly me. Yeah, well, good. I wanted that to come down anyway. Yeah, I did.
All right.
But that's all right. All right. Back to the drawing board.
I was just testing something. Test complete. Now we can start
Yeah, yeah. That's it. That's it right there.
over.
No, I screwed that up. I did. I don't know why I did that. I wasn't paying attention.
Well, Juba, we have proof. It happens to the best of us.
Oh, I wouldn't go that
Literally.
far. Wouldn't go that far. No, it does. It does. Especially when you're
And
trying to make a mirror image of something like that. This is the four corners of this building have the turrets and they're mirror images, right? And
Yep.
so not because
wait, wait,
you're
Finn.
thinking about it and then reversing, it's kind of a pain.
Right.
Well, see, dude, you licked your paw right where I was going to lay. So now I have to shift my comforter. So, yes, you have to move. He's like, that was rude. Well,
Oh, poor puppy. What are you mad at the puppy for? He's so
Right.
innocent.
You leave poor Finn alone.
trust
It's
me.
not like a
He's got
goat.
three,
Calm
he's
down,
got
Mereak.
3/4 of a queen size bed. He's fine.
Let's see.
You think she talks to Finn bad? You should hear her talk to Poppy, Mereak.
Sure.
That poor babe.
Poppy's spoiled rotten. Aren't you, baby? Yeah.
Until she's trying to protect you from the Amazon guy.
Well, it's not just the Amazon guy. It's the Amazon guy and the squirrel and the chihuahua across the street and the whatever. And once it's like 2 hours of barking, I'm like, all right, I'm done.
The outside world is a dangerous place, Jubo.
It is. It is. And they do taunt her. I have to give her that. They do taunt her.
I have a buddy who absolutely hates squirrels. You think I'm just joking about the whole goat thing? Well, kind of. No. He will actively hunt squirrels just to kill them. He's like,
So
nope.
I hunt squirrels because they taste good.
I mean, I don't mind a squirrel stew.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
I had rabbits growing up, but I still eating them. So
Mm-hmm.
food is food. When I grew up, that's the way it was. Like
That's right.
that's
Yeah.
it.
I just had a conversation with my son the other day because he's finally getting the hunting bug. Talking to him about eating what he harvests and he's like, does anybody else have to eat it? I'm like, well, I'll eat it with you, 100%. And he said, but your mom and your sister aren't going to touch the stuff. You know that, right? He's like, can't we just tell him it's something else? I said, absolutely not. Absolutely not. My stepfather told his mother one day he knew full well that she did not want to eat snapping turtle or anything that he couldn't buy at the grocery store. And so he made snapping turtle and he told her that it was chicken. She ate it and she was about halfway through it and she said, this is really good. How did you cook it? And he's like, well, he explained how he cooked it, and then she's like, that doesn't taste anything like my chicken. It's delicious though, but it doesn't taste anything like the way I cook chicken. He's like, well, it's not chicken, it's snapping turtle. She got up and excused herself to the bathroom. She was visiting us. We lived in Illinois at the time. She was visiting from Texas, and she left after she got out of the bathroom. She left, didn't say a word, just grabbed her stuff and left. Went to a hotel. And then the next morning went back to Texas, and we did not hear from her for 10 years.
Ooh.
Which is absolutely ridiculous on her part. But that's why I never tell anybody.
Well, you can't tell somebody. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
I like the first time that I had my kids eat rabbit. They asked what it was, and I said, "It's Hassenpfeffer."
Well, that's rabbit in German, dude.
Right. Right.
But you knew they didn't speak German.
Right. But I didn't tell them it was chicken. I didn't tell them it was anything other than what it was. And they knew that they didn't understand what I was saying. They were like, I think the youngest one was 5, and that would have made my oldest one 7.5. And um, I said, they're like, no, really, tell us what it is. And I'm like, I'll tell you exactly what it is in a way you can understand once you've tried it. And they tried it and they loved it. And then I told them it
Yeah.
was rabbit, and they all kind of looked at me and they're like, well, I'd like some more. So,
Yeah. No, it's food is food, man.
yep.
Oh, that's why. That's why it's screwed up. I put that in the wrong direction. Is that what I did? Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
I do not like the organization of these.
No.
They fixed the biggest
Yep.
problem, but the organization is horrible.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know how you would prefer it. I think, without having put a ton of thought into how I would redesign it, I think that I would prefer all the granite pieces, like have a granite tab, and then have different colors of the pieces within the granite tab. Like have a coastal marble section, have a red sandstone section, have a j.r.r. granite section. And then all the adamant pieces of varying colors would be under the adamant tab, and all the stone pieces would be the stone tab.
Well, so what's confusing? So wood's in 2 areas.
Yep.
I wouldn't have wood and stone together. I'd have stone, granite, marble, and redstone. Adamant, so the word adamant is derived from the word that means harder than diamonds, or as hard
Mm-hmm.
as diamonds.
Right.
But it looks like granite. And so in my mind, I always thought, well, that means they put the ugly hard stone that's probably nasty looking and they wrapped it in granite. And then if you look at coastal marble and everything else, that kind of makes sense. So that would be my story there.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't separate adamant from the the type sets anymore. I would keep them like the coastal marble where they were there, but I'd give them their own category.
Mm-hmm.
But basically it'd be gray, white, red, right? And you
Right.
could call it whatever you want. Granite, marble, sandstone. I would get rid of the red. I mean, the ancient pieces would be divided. I would I'd collect the furnishings. I put all the light in one place instead of on the first tab and this tab. I put all the
Yeah.
greenery in one place.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little annoying. Like, why
And
is
can we
this
put all the
cookware
windows
thing
together?
down under? Go ahead.
Oh, you can go ahead and finish because
Oh,
I'll
no,
remember.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say, can we have all the windows in one places, all the arches in one place? You know, like that are in the same
Right.
thing. Like so you can
Yes,
choose whichever.
yes.
You know.
That and when you scroll to an area, I would allow you to go to another tab and then back and not have to re-scroll,
Right.
right? Here.
Yep.
Yep.
And now if I hit and I go back, I have to scroll again. I'm like, holy
Mm-hmm.
crud. You're killing
So
me,
Mm-hmm.
I actually purposely do that all the time. Like when I'm in the granite menu and I want to scroll to a different thing, I don't scroll to a different thing. I click over to the adamant tab and then I click back to the granite tab to get the granite tab to reset. Because what I find is when I scroll in a tab, and so I scroll down, select the piece I want, and then I scroll to a different section to select the second piece, it always jumps on me. When I go to select that second piece, it always jumps to something else.
Oh, that's a
Mm.
yeah, that happens to me too. You're not alone. So
But
if
yeah,
that way
I mean
didn't
that the
work,
scrolling just needs to be fixed.
then I do it by type. All the stairs in one place. I wouldn't
Yep.
do it by type anymore. I do it by, you know,
By piece, by design,
piece.
piece design.
Which is the way that that other game does it. I just brought this up yesterday. The one I played for like a
Valheim, Enshrouded.
Enshrouded, that one.
Yeah.
Valheim's the build system is okay, but
Yeah.
It was hard to learn.
Valheim,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I think any new system is going to be hard to learn. Like
Oh, that's true.
like
Been doing
if you're a
something for 2
Minecraft
years.
player, yeah, if you're a Minecraft player for 5 years and then you come to Return to Moria, you're going to find Moria hard.
Yeah, that's true.
I did not
I mean, I
like
liked it.
the. Oh,
Some
did
parts
you?
of it.
Eh,
Yeah, I mean, it was really, and maybe, granted, like I haven't spent a lot of time in it, so I don't know all the tips and tricks, you know. But it, in some ways, it felt easier, but then others, it was like, this doesn't make sense to me. That you know. Um, but you know, like I said, I haven't spent too much time in there.
I like the Enshrouded build system a lot.
I haven't played that one at all. So
It the pieces had connection points, like, so the world here, right, has a grid system and we connect to the world's grid system. The Enshrouded, the grid system wasn't in the world, it was on the pieces. So the pieces stuck together and there were two different layers of connections plus free build. So you would hit a button and it would do the big clicky pieces, kind of like the studs on a Lego would. You don't see the studs, but they would snap together. And if you clicked it again, you could get a finer level of adjustment. So if you wanted it off by a quarter of a block, you could do that. And then free, it would just connect to the when it detected any surface. And so it made, and their organization, by the way, was all the floor tiles in one place, at least when I was playing, all the walls in one place, all this type of wall in one place, and they were in categories.
Yeah, I like that.
And it got around the problem why we can't rotate anything, because once I figured this out, I was like, okay, that makes sense. So I believe, I don't know for 100% sure, but I believe that the reason why we can't is because of Pythagorean's theorem. Because the world grid is squares, well, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where c is always bigger than a or b, right? That's how that works. And so if we rotate something 45 degrees, we don't click to a part of the grid. It's not physically possible to do that because of the math. And Toby and I were playing around with creating angled pieces. You could do that, but they would have to be separate pieces. See, that wasn't a problem with Enshrouded because they didn't care, because there was no grid in the world. The grid was whatever you connected to on the piece that you just connected to.
Gotcha.
And so if you do that, then everything's relative and you don't have to worry about it. Anyway, I'm sure both systems have their pluses and minuses, but I like the Enshrouded build system. No, I didn't like the graphics. I didn't like the story. In fact, half the time I couldn't figure out what the F was going on. I didn't like to have to fly and glide, and there was that poison atmosphere everywhere. I'm like, this is old. I don't like this. And so I stopped playing, but the build system is the one that I told Jean Paul. I'm like, dude, I'll buy you the game if you need it.
Right.
I'm telling you, you got to look at what they did with the build system, because I do think they spent. And I asked him, I'm like, can you just buy a build system? Do you have to build it on your own?
Right.
And I think the answer was, well, yeah, we buy modules or whatever, components from other ones, but you got to get one with a good deal. And I'm like, uh-huh. All right, I don't care about any of that. What I care about is a better build system.
Right.
Yeah.
I know in my software world, when we want to use an component, you look for open source, or you buy a product that
Yep.
I get the licensing thing, but I don't know. You can save a lot of time if you don't have to build everything yourself.
Right. So what you're telling me is we're never going to see more degrees of rotation in Return to Moria?
I don't think so. Not with its current build system. Now, if they build a different game, because there's that
Right.
rumor that they're going to build a sequel.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't hold too much stock in that theory. Um, I'd love to see him make a sequel, but I think that the comment that all those rumors are based on was somebody that worked in the company that didn't really know what they were talking about, and they were actually referring to Durin's folk.
oh,
Mm.
well, that okay. Well, yes, then we aren't going to get a build system like that without, because it would fundamentally break the worlds. You would have to have a version of the game that was just different. I mean,
Yep.
it would break everything, and they would have to redo all of the graphics, right? All of the buildings and everything else from the core up.
Yep.
I don't see them doing that.
No, there's no way. There's no way that happens. If they have the money that they can throw at that, then they're just going to take a risk on a sequel. So
Right. Nah, I think a great sequel would be exploring all the dwarven areas. Like, we take an expedition to Gundabad, and we join the army and
yeah.
fight there for a while. And
Yep. I was thinking about Return to Gundabad, and like I understand that the dwarves are there laying siege to Gundabad, and instead of going and joining the army and fighting for a while, if you're going to make it a true sequel, like make it another survival crafting game, then you're the crack team that gets sent in through the back door to try and break the siege from the inside.
Mm.
that sounds like fun.
That
I'd
sounds
play
like a
it.
blast to me. Like that's right up my alley. But like reestablishing a settlement in like a true stronghold in the Blue Mountains would be cool.
Hmm. Yeah.
All kinds of stuff.
All that stuff sounds like fun.
You could do a thing that was just like you're a company of dwarves going out to reestablish or just establish your own dwarven stronghold somewhere. It doesn't have to be the retaking of some existing thing in the lore. Just be like, Khazad-dûm's getting pretty full. We think we want to go over here, and because we also found mithril over here, or we found star metal over here, or whatever. So we're gonna go make a mining outpost and turn it into a city. I think all that'd be fun.
I think all that'd be fun. But I'd want them to change the build system. I'd want them
Yeah.
to.
For sure. Yep. Learn from all their mistakes and all of the player desires that have come with Return to Moria.
I got my hat though, so I should be happy.
Man, the first time I crafted that hat and it didn't light up, I was like, oh no.
I know, right? I'm like, they made this cool
Swing
hat
and a
only
miss.
for these stupid NPCs. I was like,
Yeah.
ah! Oh, my wife thought, holy shit, he's losing it. He's losing it. You're losing it. Like, baby, it doesn't even light. I can't wear it. They
Yep.
said we could use cosmetics. What the heck?
Yep. Yeah. My immediate thought was, well, that was a swing and a miss.
And then when John Paul mentioned mentioned it on the podcast or whatever, I thought that
Yeah.
was funny.
Yeah. Well, he said on the Ford Shock, I think if I recall correctly, he said something along the lines of, "We're going to fix the advanced miner's helmet." I'm like, "Way to cover your ass! Like, good job." You know, like he's saying fix, but really it was just we realized we missed the punchline on that.
Yeah, that was a complete whiff.
Yeah.
All right, getting those lined up does not look like it's going to happen. Anyway.
Mm.
Oh, it's because that's not...
So that's your block, right?
Yeah, this white set sometimes is very hard to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I take all my lights off when I really want to see what it's going to look like. So actually, I've started with my builder dwarf. I don't use the light, like the miner's helmet and the Iridian armor as cosmetics. I actually equip the item, and then I put a different piece, like an opposing piece of armor, in my hotbar, so then I can switch back and forth, so that I can take it on and off really quick without having to go into the wardrobe tab, just so I can see what it's going to look like. Because it's great to have the light when you're building and trying to snap stuff together, but when you really want to see what it's going to look like when the build is done, you don't want to have all those lights on. You want to see what the natural light looks like. So quick press of the hotbar and you get to see that without having to open the wardrobe tab and remove the cosmetic, and then when you're done, go back in and reapply it.
Slight imperfections I'm not worried about, as long as the pieces are tight. Oh. Because I'm going to coat the outside in the marble or granite or whatever.
Yeah. I do a lot of piece overlapping. Like my whole skeleton is adamant, and then I'm putting the granite pieces or the coastal marble pieces on over top of it, and I kind of do that on the fly. Like, you're way better at staying true to building the skeleton first and then going back. I do like one level of the skeleton, and then I add the skin, and then I go up to the second level and do the next level of the skeleton, and then add the skin.
I've always just built the... No, that's off. I've always just built the skin last. It's kind of like how you really build a house.
Right. Yep.
And I think it was because I spent all that time in my youth doing it, and, doing construction. Is like, it's just the order comes natural, right?
Right.
To me.
Yep.
All right. So you just got done playing D&D? Is that what it?
Yeah, it was from like, well, we only did 3 hours tonight. Usually it's 4 to 8, but I was streaming until 4, so I was like, I need an hour, to eat and bio break and all that and whatever, and then have a conversation that's not, about any of it.
Game related. Yeah.
Right. And
What?
with my family instead of, other people. Well, Blue and Dark and Fluff and whatever. I basically spent 8 hours today with them because I was streaming with Blue first, and then we took a break, and then Dark was there. Fluff wasn't streaming, but he was in the chat.
Yeah.
but because he was sick, and so
Oh,
then so
I'm
we take a
sorry.
break, and then in an hour it was um, D&D, so for 3 hours. So it was like, okay, look.
I don't know. It sounds like a pretty good afternoon to me, actually. Yeah, I don't know.
Right.
It was really good actually. It was really good actually,
Every
but
time I
still, I
schedule
needed
it,
that outplay.
yeah. Every time I schedule a D&D game, I'm like, people are like, well, what time are we going to start? And I'm like, noon. And they'll be like, okay, so I'm going to have to be out of there by 4 o'clock. I'm like, what do you mean 4 o'clock? Like, I'm ordering dinner. Like, I plan on being here till like 9.
Yeah, it's not like the old days, man. Not
Yeah.
like the old days.
Not like when I was in high school and I'd just go live at my buddy's house for the weekend and we play D&D all weekend. Actually, what we
Yeah.
would do was Friday night, we would go, we usually go to a party or whatever after the football game um, and then go back to my buddy's house and crash out. Next morning, we'd wake up and go hunting, and we'd hunt all day. And then as soon as the sun was down, we were back playing D&D, and we'd play D&D till 3 or 4 in the morning, and get a couple hours sleep, and get up and go hunting again, do it all over again, till it was time to go to school on Monday.
See, there's nothing wrong with that. That sounds like a
Yep,
great time.
yep, that's good wholesome fun. Staying out of
Yeah, I mean,
trouble.
if we started at noon, then yeah, I would be like, heck yeah, you'll probably get me until 8 o'clock. But
Right.
we start at 4 o'clock, my brain's gonna shut off at 8:30, and
Yeah,
sorry.
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Although now, since I've been playing with the mood socks on Fridays, my,
Oh, dude,
my
some
my
days
daughter.
I just slowly start to slow down, like, oh.
Yeah, yeah. And then my daughter thinks it's funny because she'll come up to me and she'll start calling me by my son's name, because her argument with him growing up was he would be in his computer, he would be on his computer in his room, and she's trying to sleep, and then all of a sudden he's like, ha, 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 and like laughing and yelling and whatever, and she's like, shut up, and so now she's like, and now here we are, and you're being Zach, I'm like, oh God, you know what? Okay,
How old is
well,
she?
he's 24 now, whatever, but she was talking about when he was 13, and
No,
up to,
he's wanting to know how old your daughter is talking to you.
Yeah, yeah.
oh, she's 26.
Okay.
You sound like you're still thinking about how old she is, too, bro. Like you're not sure you got it right.
I think
I
got it
still
right.
have to do
Yeah,
the math. Daughter was born in
1999.
91. Yeah, my daughter was born
Yeah.
in 91, and I still have to count. And then I usually add one just to piss her off. Oh,
Yeah,
did I
mine was
say
born
that
in
out loud?
92.
I'm not that old, Papa. I'm like, yeah, yeah. Oh, no, oh, you sure? You sure? Because, I'm
Yeah,
pretty
I did that
sure.
too. I did that to the 26-year-old the other day because I was like, "You're almost 30 or something," and she's like, "Oh, what?" I was like, I mean, rounding up, right? She's like, "No, I am 26," and I'm like, "Okay, but your next number is 27. That's close to 30."
Yeah, it sounds like my wife's math. She's 25 and 30. That's how she says it. 25 and 30.
Ah.
Like that's a 55, dear. No, it's not. No, I'm 25 and 30. That's the way. That's it. I'm like whatever you say, dear. That's fine. Oh, it's gonna be a tight fit, but I'm gonna do it.
You got this.
Yeah, because I want another building back here that's gonna be mostly red. It's gonna use that red stone with white, red and white instead of white and gray.
Mhm.
I think it'll be a good contrast. Oh, I hope it will anyway.
Mm. I don't know how you come up with all these designs.
There's a standard four-corner fortress design, and I wanted I wanted a cathedral style building. I haven't had a space big enough to build a true cathedral, and so a lot of cathedrals were built as fortresses too. Actually,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
the red and white work well together. Hey, Cal. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was talking about this, and I can't remember who it was. It might have been Miss Kasumi or somebody. Then sent me a couple pictures of real-world buildings, or was it you, Cal, that sent it?
Yeah,
Someone.
I sent you the pictures
Oh,
from
you did.
Mumbai. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, there. Come to find it, that made me go. I've seen buildings like that before. So then I started doing searches, and they're in Germany, they're in Prague, and then I started looking around.
Yeah.
They even do them in the U.S. like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, this is a pretty common contrasting stone brickwork type thing in some of the older architectural buildings. I'm like, all right, this won't look horrible. My understanding of aesthetics is just bad. I'm not gonna lie. I'm horrible at it. It's just bad at it.
That's what you've got Cindy for.
That
Right.
is absolutely the truth. Yeah. Yeah. I have none of that.
Cal says he loves the difference between Eastern and Western designs.
Yeah. It's interesting seeing what different cultures have done over the years. I'll lay this out. I don't even know what time it is. Holy shit, it's almost 11. Oh my god.
Time flies.
It's only almost 10 o'clock here. You're fine.
Yeah. No, too tight.
He's got work in the morning.
Oh, I do not.
Nope,
Oh, that's
he's
right.
off.
That's right. You.
Oh, he doesn't have to go to his job in the morning. He's still got work in the morning. He's
Oh,
got to finish that wine
don't
closet.
ruin it on me. What are you doing, dude? Come on, give me a break. Oh my god, what a buzzkill. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I do have work.
If anything gets too tiresome, just shoot me a message on Discord, and I'll pretend that there's an emergency and that you need to join me on the computer for some reason.
Right. That's right. I offered you that when you were at your whatever it was when you were gone that one time. You had to be peopling. We'll do it again.
Yeah, I might take you up on that.
You tell Cindy Axbeard needs my help.
Yeah, she likes you. Like he likes goats. I'm like, all right, whatever. Goats. You people and your damn goats. Anyway,
I think what clinched it for me was there's been a couple times where she's gotten lost and I was the one that went back for her.
she gets lost. I don't even know she's lost. She gets lost so much.
I know. My favorite is when you go, "Where are you at?" And she's like, "I'm right behind you." And he's like, "No, you're not." And she goes, "Yeah, I'm following the bald dwarf." I'm like, "There's another bald dwarf."
Yeah. All right.
All right. Well, I'm gonna bounce because it is 10 o'clock here, and I don't want to turn into a pumpkin on stream. So.
I hear you.
I'm adding the hollow cuttings to my builder's backpack.
I think I'm gonna do a covered walkway here so I can build over it. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, that'll look good. That'll look good. Okay. Yeah, see, I'm still
Yep.
formulating plans. I had a rough sketch, but it was just like Davy's rough sketch. Rough.
Right.
I mean, his rough sketch.
Right. Right.
His thing came
Yeah.
out nice. It just screams Warhammer to me.
It does.
Mhm.
100% it
Or
does.
Imperial Fortress, like
Yeah. Yep. But we all expected that from Davey.
well,
Mhm.
that's what he likes. But
And
yeah,
we
he
love it.
did.
Yeah.
I mean, it came through. It came through.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm not a huge Warhammer fan, but Davey's builds and just Davey talking about it is infectious. And
Mhm.
makes me go, oh, yeah, maybe Warhammer.
Ah, there is no freaking way. No. I don't think I could do that detailed. You know. I mean, he has Inception level layers, and it's just crazy to
Yeah.
me.
Yep.
Well, I do think, at least in my mind, that there is something to it's too much.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's crossed that line, but I mean,
No,
it is
I don't think he
definitely a
has. It.
pretty substantive fortress.
Yeah.
I'd really love a tour in it. I don't know how big the rooms are in it or what he's got them assigned to do or if it's just a
He's still working on the exterior. He hasn't done anything with the inside yet. At least not that I'm aware of.
See, mine, I had this concept of, well, what would be a church to Mahal, right? And so
Right.
here I'm going to have each one of those alcoves up there. So you're going to be able to look over into the gallery
Yep.
down there and on each side. And
Mm-hmm.
up in those cubbies, I'm going to put weapon and armor sets.
Nice.
Mm.
Um, kind of like a partial museum. And
Yep.
I'm gonna put one of the big forges directly in the back, and I'm gonna make Durin like a throne type place, and there'll
Mm-hmm.
be areas here for various crafting things, because that's the dwarven shtick. And
Yep.
then I'll have the living quarters and stuff like that back here. And my continuation of the endless stair will go all the way up as far as I can get.
Nice.
And then down here is going to be a large, a multi 3 or 4 story tall wooden lodge garden structure.
Ooh.
Nice.
And I just hope to God I get it done by the time I need to show this off.
Mm.
And I
Right.
started, because I got it distracted, I started putting in details. So, for example, I started doing an inlay. So I started deleting part of the flooring upstairs, and that made it look patchwork. So now I'm coming down here and I'm putting in a nice wood timber framed. And I have a group bunkhouse over here that I have to frame out.
Okay.
Mm.
Anyway, all
Yeah.
right.
Sweet.
Oh, come on.
Well, we'll probably see you sometime this week, building or whatever on stream. So.
Yeah, I mean, if
Great.
you guys wanted to do something or needed a hand or something like that, let me know, and if I can join, I will.
Yeah. What's everybody's plan for Friday? And not that you have to answer now, but just the question's going to come up at some point in time, despite the holidays. So.
Well, the Steam event will be over, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's over tonight.
Yep.
All right. So,
But just normal Friday night game. Like, I didn't know if we were planning on not doing it because of the holidays, or if it was still going to be on, or we're just playing it by ear. So that's all. Just putting that bug in everybody's ear to think about it.
I am open and available. My wife and I don't have anything to my knowledge as of this second going on Friday. Now, unless she does one of her, oh, I forgot to tell yous, but I just took a note. I just took a note, and I will ask her in the morning. She's got to go to work, so.
Okay.
All right. I will
All
All
right.
talk at
right.
you all later.
All
Everybody
right.
All right.
watching,
Bye.
thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.